Today, 24 minutes past 2, and we've been talking about the survey that the Department of Education and Children is urging as many people, parents and carers, to take part in as possible. We've got some comments on this. The MHK behind trying to reopen the nurseries is the same one who voted to close them in 2011, despite promising to do everything he could to keep them open. He's doing it all for his own personal gain, according to one texter here. And somebody else has written quite a lengthy text, but it's I think it's a really eloquent point. Time to reopen our much loved and needed nursery education on the island. I worked in one for 5 years and felt very sad for the children when they took them away. I said in my first year of working in one that they don't need a teacher in them, as a private nursery can run without one. The fact they could be overlooked by a teacher or head teacher, I feel, is enough. I've also worked in a private nursery, and not once were we asked to produce phonics or shape, space and measure planning. They only wanted to see our health and safety procedures being followed to a high standard, which is still obviously very important. But with high expectations in reception, phonics especially should be getting done to a good standard in the preschool year. Other things like being ready for school is massive, and a good preschool education which allows this. Time to reopen them and give our young children on the island a strong start to their school life. Schools Improvement Advisor Chrissy Callaghan, I'm sure you wouldn't disagree with anything that that texter has said there.
No, I mean, obviously it is about quality, but we do have some really good quality settings out there already. We have an advisory teacher, Tina Moore, who is working with the private sector to look at provision, to support them within their context, to help develop the quality and to work with them in continuing to grow. All nurseries do work to a curriculum, and the expectation is that they would cover phonics, but often that can be misrepresented in that people think that they're not sitting down formally doing something, and actually a lot of that is through play-based provision. So you might be doing your phonics, but actually in the water tray or outside running around, and that's much more accessible for little children, and that's what we want. Because
at the end of the day, you don't want to think of sort of 3-4-year-olds sitting down into a real structured day of curriculum activities, because children need to be kids as well.
They do, and obviously that play-based curriculum is actually well planned for. So, providers do think about the individual child and what they're going to be accessing during the day, what they need to do in order to intervene to help that child move forward in their learning. And the aim is to continue to work with practitioners to upskill everybody so that they're addressing the needs of every child.
Because it would be nice for this to be completely uniform, wouldn't it? And every child who starts school on the same level playing field.
Absolutely, and around that we've already picked up on that, and we are working with the Registration and Inspections Unit, and also with ourselves, with providers, private providers, but also with people in school, and we're going to be doing a big bit of work around that next term on transition into school, on school readiness, so that everyone's in agreement about what you want, what skills do we want them to have,